Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
So my last podcast, I talked about public speaking, and I gave a few tips in that. And it's, I'll just be honest with you, it's pretty lame. It's not really like a how-to public speak, but I gave, and I'm not even good at it, but I gave a kind of an example of what you can do to get started. And I'm pretty passionate about it because I've had a lot of people after I've done sales meetings and stuff approach me. And the reason why I'm saying this is to kind of validate why I did that podcast, my last one, is because there's been people that have said to me that they would like to learn how to speak like me. And that just floors me. I even listen to this podcast. I try not to, but I try to listen to this podcast to see how it's going. I don't like the fact that it's not perfect. It's not done in the studio, but I'm just giving content out there. And I realized by doing this podcast that I don't want to make you self-conscious about listening now, but I realized that with all the allergies that I have going this time of year, that I'm real phlegmy when I talk, and I hate it. I'm like, it's unbelievable. I think like I had an issue now. But again, and I keep thinking, and the reason why I'm doing this podcast is to kind of explain why I did the last one. And you don't have to be perfect. You really don't have to be perfect. And I know the first time I spoke in front of an audience professionally, in my career, in my area of expertise, when I spoke in front of about 300 people, I realized that was my calling and my passion. Because when I did it, I had a feeling, an emotion of anger and fear when I was up there. I was angry because of what was going on personally in my life. But what I thought was thrilling was I was a little afraid to be up there. But I noticed that while all the bad stuff was going on in my life and I had a chance to think about it, as soon as I got outside of my comfort zone and stepped on that stage, I was terrified, and I could not think for 1 second about any problem other than there was an audience in front of me, and that audience was either going to rip me to shreds and judge me and say bad things about me afterwards, or I was going to blow the room up like a stick of dynamite and inspire and motivate the people that were in there. And I made a very quick, conscious, split-second decision. I made a choice that I'm going to speak, that when I got up there, the fear hit in and the sweat started and all that stuff. And I just said, I have to do this. And maybe that's, as a listener, maybe that's where you're at in your life right now. Maybe you're thinking too much. Maybe you're so focused on your problems and everything that's going on that you're not really living anymore. I talk about proactive and reactive. One of the first podcasts I ever did on this No Comfort Zone podcast was about proactive and reactive. There comes a time where it's good to be reactive. And I say that it's not, but there really is. And I don't want to contradict myself because I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is that sometimes you have to be proactive, get yourself into a situation. And while you're there in that moment on stage, staring at a bunch of people, don't know what you're going to say or do next, you'll figure it out. And the fact that you did it, whether it was good or bad or indifferent, if you've got 300 people staring at you in a room and you just get thrown into the fire and you decide you're just going to give it your all and give it your best, and whatever is left on the table, you did it. Well, you got 300 other people that are looking at you that they're not there. They're not seeing what you see. They're not in your perspective. They don't understand. But the way it goes is if you're in front of a room full of people and you're speaking to that room, you are the center of attention. You're the center of the universe at that moment. And some people really don't like that. Some people want to go to their home. They want to watch the Netflix. They want to get in social media. They want to distract themselves in whatever it is that they do. I have time where I need to tone it down, where I need to kind of relax. I need to get to that moment. But the majority of my time, even now on my downtime, I'm talking to you. It's just this passion that I have to get all of this information out there to help you. If you decide that you want to go speak to people, and I'm recapping on the last podcast, just remember, you want to get into a relationship and you want to talk to a girl, you want to talk to a guy, you want to, lose the weight. The biggest problem, you want to get into a better relationship with your kids, whatever it is, you want more money, it's not procrastination. It's what you're doing is you're slowing down because you're looking for the ideal time to do it. Whatever it is you want to do. And then all of a sudden you realize you don't do anything. So my challenge to you, it's so simple. Do something. Whatever it is. Just do it. And it's like the Nike saying, but really you have to put yourself into harm's way, figuratively, for you to grow, for you to become the hero version of yourself. And had I not been put on the spot, hey, I want you to introduce me, and he put me on the stage to do that, I've spoken to people in meetings before. I've done, talking to my friends in the room, but I've never talked to, I don't know how many it was. Maybe it was 200. I don't know. But I've never spoke to that many strangers. And this was the rough and tumble part. They're all experts in their field. So if they're all experts in their field and I'm the one holding the microphone, I'm the one in the center stage introducing the guy, I didn't have to do the whole seminar, but boy, I sure acted like it. And what ended up happening is, and I'll just say it, I mean, if you're a guy that knew me back then and you saw me speak then, you knew what happened in that room. It was pretty magical because, and I'm not bragging on myself, I'm just saying it was magical because we had fun. We were yelling, we were screaming. The energy level was at a profound level. And when I left that room and I had to go back to my business they were going to finish the seminar, I thought it was pretty cool that the people called me back and were like, what did you do in there? Who are you? Where did you come from? Even other people in my past who are in this space on a much more higher successful financial level than myself have all wondered the same thing. And I've been asked by two of them who I respect dearly, why aren't you doing this full time? Maybe it was fear. I don't know what it is, but the reason why maybe I didn't do it is because I get comfortable. And I don't want that to happen to you. The next step in my life, and I think the people around me know this, is I'm going to continue to run car dealerships. And I'm running 3 of them, and I'm doing the best that I can at that. And I'm not getting the results I want, but it sure is exciting to go to work each day because my results, what I want, are so effing high that because I believe in everybody around me, and I know there's nothing better to see an organization of winners climb that ladder and get to the top and say, we did it. I've done it with other organizations, and I know I can do it with this. So I'm excited to do that. My purpose is to help the people around there. My passion is to help people like you, the listener on this podcast, to get to that point where, man, here's where I'm at and here's where I want to go. I don't really know what to do next. You need a guy like me to tell you what to do. And I have this blueprint, which you can get at the NoComfortZone.com. You can download it, and it's just a very rough draft blueprint that's helped me get through major adversity, helped me face my challenges and my fears, work towards an objective, and really achieve success, real success that I've intended on achieving. And I did it in about 60 days, and that's what this is all about. So, I talk about the public speaking, I talk about handling problems, I talk about some life issues, but truth be told, in the end, I want to help you get where you want to go in your journey. And I know that I can do it. I know I can. If your problems are too big, we can find resources to help you with your problems. It's figure outable. If you're in such a bad spot, and you don't got, as my dad used to say, a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, if you don't have that, you know what? Hey, man, we'll figure that out. But if you're that guy too that's making all the bank and you got all the stuff and you're a little lonely and looking for that relationship, I'm not a life coach. I'm a guy who gets you out of problems and gets you to the next step. And that's all it really is. You just got to get to that next step. What's the next step? What's the next step? And then you'll be running on your own. And the next thing you know, I'll be on with somebody else. It's just the way it goes. Because the mentors in my life have all done the same thing. They've come into my life at certain times. They've helped me through certain things. And in the end, I've gotten results that I was looking for. And then I moved on to the next bigger, greater challenge. So I talk about solving problems. I talk about where you want to go. And it's really exciting because the life that you want is right outside of your comfort zone. It's right there. I want to say one more thing before I end the podcast, okay? I got up in front of a room full of people to do sales training on a process that was just given to me moments ago. Didn't know the audience. I got up there because of my speaking skills. Not that they're working very well right now, but it's late. I got a chance to actually speak to an audience of experts, high-level managers, about a process that we just made in this seminar. And it was my responsibility to teach the entire room the process. The trainers in the room, the guys that were training us to be trainers in this boot camp that we were going to, thought it would be hilarious if they sent my picture and my resume to the reality show, The Dream Job. And although I told them not to do it and I held off on doing it because we got kind of close for a minute, they thought it was hilarious because I don't really know that much about sports. And I don't claim that I do, but I talk a lot about sports. But they said I had to look, and they said when I actually got up there and spoke, they actually told me that, you know what you're like? You're like a football coach at like halftime in the locker room, coaching your people. And here we're talking about a simple paperwork process, and you got so passionate about it. And what's funny is that's always been, since they told me that, that's been an ambition of mine to talk to athletes about getting outside their athletic comfort zone and pursuing their purpose at the next level. And I've never been a professional athlete, so why would I want to do that? It's because I've had an impact on people in my life on the platform of public speaking and reaching out to them and getting people to be inspired and motivated and taking steps in the right direction to get momentum. And it's super exciting to see. And when I see people grow and excel outside their comfort zone and become general managers of car dealerships and to see them go off into a different world and to see them become professional dancers that are in movies that we watch and Disney and stuff. And I work with these guys and I see them on TV and I see them in the movies. It's so exciting to be around that and to see that and be validated that maybe I said something here and there that helped them work a little bit harder, get a little bit more inspired, or a little bit more motivated to get to their point. And maybe this podcast, as it's reaching you and you're listening, maybe this will inspire you to help somebody be a better version of themselves. How cool would that be if you were to become a mentor to somebody else and you learn good skills to help people along the way? That's what it's all about for me. So I hope you have a great rest of your evening, day, wherever you're at, wherever you're listening. I appreciate it. I would love some reviews. I don't think I've ever really asked for any reviews, but if you could reach out on iTunes and give me some great reviews, I need it. I'm trying to reach more people, and I would love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, I'm a sensitive person. If you got to say something negative, go ahead. But I love the positive stuff too. And if you think this helped you or served you, spread the word. Maybe I can reach out to more people and maybe I can help them get out of their comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at No Comfort Zone 1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye.